beautiful souls. Welcome to Soul Tales podcast with your friend Ankita Juneja, back again with another amazing episode for all of you. As I have shared with all of you in my previous episode about unlearning past, and I have also mentioned that we will be talking about, so you have guessed it right, this episode is going to be all about patterns. Not the pattern which we see in our dress or anything geometrical outside. This is about our own behavior and pattern. A funny thing, but a little disclaimer about it. You might be thinking I am in a fun and play energy. So yes, I am, because I don't want to keep this episode as a serious one. I want it to be a playful one and tell you about patterns. So let's take this conversation forward. As you might have seen, we all have pattern which comes from our past experience. That's why it was important for us to understand how to unlearn our past, because somewhere the pattern is also an autopilot process which we all have, which we all follow in our life. Have you ever seen there is an auto response to certain things in our life? For instance, if I ask you what is your favorite dish, what would you like to eat? Probably without even thinking, you will just name it. Like you might love pani puri, dosa. It can be pasta or anything, whatever you like. These were the few things which I personally like, so I just took those names. So these are the auto response to the question which comes in our life. But life is not that easy, because life is not about our favorite dish, right? There are a lot of complex things which we have to deal. Now, when it comes to your professional dealing or even sensitive relation, what happens is there are patterns which we all follow in life, especially when we are connected with others. You will see that certain patterns are not good because those patterns are not serving you in this relation. You don't even realize that there are this pattern, but you will see that we all have defense mechanism around certain things. We just love to guard ourselves, but this is not a healthy pattern either. You have to address those things which are not serving you. I have shared a lot recently in this podcast where I'm trying to take you one step further by making you aware, making you conscious, because what you will see is this pattern are actually difficult to deal with. The more conscious and aware you will see, it makes you so heavy. At times you might even feel bad that you have certain patterns, but you have to deal with it. As I have told you in my previous episode about unlearning the pattern is also a part of process. You have to sit with yourself and you have to see what are your patterns which is troubling you, which is stopping you from your growth, because all the things I'm sharing with you, somewhere I was practicing myself too. What I have seen in my life is there were certain patterns that was coming in my life which was somewhere a subconscious behavior of mine. I did not even realize this is my autopilot response to certain situation. For instance, I was having a conversation with someone and I found there was an auto response and a behavior which was nothing to do with that particular person, but it was my pattern that was there. It was somewhere coming in between my growth. So I have to sit with myself and I have to start recognizing that pattern. And how do you break the pattern? It's simple, that you have to build some new habits. You have to learn something new so that you can let go of the old thing. Just the way we purge our older shelf, that's how we purge our patterns also. Like for instance, you will see that we all have certain behavior pattern. The way we function, the way we respond, we all are somewhere conditioned to do certain things. But what happens is as we start growing, there are certain things that needs to change. It cannot go the same way it used to be. Let me give you an example over here. I went my home and my mom wasn't home, okay? I needed some stuff at home. I haven't called my mom. I knew how she functioned. I know how she keeps the thing and where she keeps the thing. So I was able to find those stuff easily despite me going and asking to her. How I was able to do this thing? Because I know her behavior pattern. I know how she works and I know how she functions, right? Similarly, if you go and track, you will see that you have certain way how you keep the stuff, how you organize things. That can be easily sensed like, okay, this is your space. If you come in my home, you will see everything is organized. You will see there is a particular place for everything because I am quite disciplined with all my work and style. That's not just about the professional thing, but in my personal life also, I love to keep things organized. So these are my patterns which you will see. You can just tell it by saying like, okay, this is my room because I have certain way of keeping things. I have certain way to deal and approach things, right? Similarly, this also implies to your behavior, the way you respond. There is a pattern, there is a way. The way you talk, there is a way. At times, we come across people who don't talk nicely. Again, there is a pattern. They don't realize they are following a pattern, but you have to break that pattern if it's not serving you. I came across someone who looks so amazing, but when they were talking, I just felt like, why even I connected with them, Because I did not like the way they approach and their pattern in life. So similarly, this small things plays a big role in your life. If you want to level up, you have to let go of certain patterns that is not serving you. And I'm just giving you some example, but you have to see in your own life where certain patterns are blocking you. Let me give you another example over here. The reason why I felt called to discuss with you about this pattern was there were some pattern which was coming from my past. I was having a conversation with my friend and I realized like, okay, that person has not done anything wrong to me or even not have said anything wrong to me, but certain things might have hurted me in past and I just connected both the conversation. So over here, this is highly unhealthy, right? At that point of time, I was able to deal with it because I am living quite aware life and I know where it's coming from. And you will see the more conscious you become, the more aware you become, you are able to track the patterns also. At times, those patterns are influenced from the things which has happened to you in the past. Maybe you had some rough conversation with someone and things just triggers you at times. But they trigger you for a reason because you need to heal those things. Because one thing I can say from my spiritual journey and what I have realized is life is all about healing and growing. I have shared a lot about healing and growing because this has been a crucial part in my journey. Since 4-5 years I'm in this journey and I can say that I need to heal and unlearn. As you move forward, you will see that there are more complex things and situation that is coming which never came before. But it is like you are leveling up. The more advanced level you go, there are things which you need to deal in a complex way so that things become normal after a while. I have seen so many things where I felt like I am already healed, but certain things triggered me too. Though I am in this journey since like 5 years I can say now, but still there are things which triggers me. Some patterns trouble me and it is at times difficult to sit with those patterns, those behavior, because it is about you. You have to deal with it and you have to face it because that's how you level up and grow. So it's okay if those patterns, those behavior or anything that is triggering you is there for a reason. Sit with it, address it. The more you unlearn the stuff, the more you heal, the more you recognize your pattern, you will be better able to deal with situation and things will start becoming easier because now you will realize it's not about anyone else, it's about you and your stuff and you have to deal with it. But firstly, you need to come in awareness of it in first place that it is there. Then only you will be able to deal with it. So whole concept about addressing the pattern is letting go of those behavior and pattern which is not serving you, especially in your interpersonal relationship. You will see that this is somewhere hindering your relation. So at that time, it's more important to address where these patterns are coming. I feel there is no harm addressing to the stuff which is not serving you because ultimately life is all about growth. If you are not addressing it, you are avoiding it. And I don't want you to avoid it. Sit with yourself, face it, heal it, ignore it. The things which you need to change, do it because it's for your highest good. It's not that you're doing it for anyone else. You're doing it for yourself. No matter how uncomfortable it might feel at first, but eventually you will see that everything feels wonderful in the end. Once you overcome any challenge, you will see that it feels lighter and good. That's what the journey is about. Unlearn past. Unlearn your past patterns and just grow. Create something new so that you have something new to look forward to. And I will always come here, share some amazing things with all of you, whatever I come across, the things which is helping me. And if it helps you also, I'll be more than happy. So I'll be coming with more interesting things for all of you. Stay tuned for that. If you're new here, Don't forget to subscribe and be part of this tribe. Your presence truly matters and it means the world to me. Thanks a ton for being part of this tribe. I hope this episode was helpful to you some way or the other. I'm looking forward to connect with all of you in my next episode. Sending you lots of love and light. Signing off from my side. Until next time, keep shining bright. Bye bye.